This is Adam, and he suffers from gout. Try Rauf. It helps to prevent crystallization of uric acid crystals in gout therapy. Rauf, effective urinary alkalinizer for gout.
Good evening, I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. Malacca Chief Minister Rauf Yusoh has defended Akmal Saleh over his stance on the Allah socks issue. He said politics should not change one's stance on religion.
Malacca Chief Minister Rauf Yusoh has come to the defense of Umno Youth Chief Dr Muhamad Akmal Saleh. This is over Akmal's vocal stance on the sock controversy. Rauf said it was based on concrete reasons, and Akmal's reaction represented the voice of Muslims across the country who are upset about the issue. According to Astro Awani, he said that politics should not change one's stance on religion. Elaborating, Rauf said the socks issue should be solved pragmatically, and all quarters should take extra care to prevent a recurrence. He said such an issue should not have happened in this country, as we have a social contract to respect each other. Earlier this week, Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Tiong King Sing urged UMNO leaders, as well as Rauf, to restrain Akmal over the latter's continued boycott calls against convenience store KK Mart, where the offensive socks were found. The controversy surfaced last week when images of the socks sold at the KK Mart outlet in Bandar Sunway went viral on social media. KK Mart has since apologized to all its customers, particularly the Muslim community, and confirmed that immediate actions have been taken to halt the sale of the socks.
Still on the topic of the socks issue, police have warned the public against taking matters into their own hands. He said the public should leave it to the police to enforce the law.
Police will not hesitate to take action against vigilante groups who take matters into their own hands in the issue of socks bearing the word Allah. Bukit Aman Criminal Investigation Department Director Shuhaily Mohd Zain told members of the public to leave it to the police to enforce the law. In a press conference today, he urged Muslims to also have more patience during the holy months of Ramadan.
Kita dah siasat dan kita pun dah ambil tindakan di bawah undang-undang. Saya rasa biarlah kerja menguatkuasakan undang-undang tu diberikan kepada pihak yang berkuasa, yang berwajib. Sekiranya benda ini diambil tindakan sendiri, dia tidak akan meredakan keadaan, malah dia akan memburukkan keadaan. Dan justru itu sebagai umat Islam, barakah dan rahmat bulan puasa ni patut kita hayati betul-betul lah. Yes, kita tersentuh, kita terkesan, tapi negara kita juga mempunyai undang-undang. Ya. So, lebih baik sekiranya ketidakpuasan hati itu dizahirkan dalam konteks laporan polis dan sebagainya.
Shuhaily was asked to comment about recent incidents related to the socks case, which saw several individuals who made comments deemed insulting to Muslims, who were doxxed and confronted by vigilante mobs.
Meanwhile, a man has been sentenced to 6 months in jail and fined 12,000 ringgit for posting offensive remarks, comments on the topic. Before we move on, take a look at our Kini Morning Brief. It's Malaysia Kini's free flagship newsletter that sends you summarized key news and analysis straight to your inbox 3 times a week. Scan the QR code on screen to sign up for free now.
The Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court today sentenced a 35-year-old man to 6 months in jail and fined him 12,000 ringgit for posting offensive Facebook comments poking fun at the Allah socks controversy. Chok Wai Lung pled guilty to the charge under Section 233(1)(a) of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. This was read to him at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court before Judge Suzana Hussein. Chok, who was not represented, admitted to making the offensive comments on Facebook and apologized, saying he did not do it on purpose. Elaborating, he said it had become a hobby for him to surf Facebook and post comments, and he didn't mean to insult the religion of others. Speaking while holding back his tears, Chok said he thought it was only a small matter and didn't know that it would be this serious. He pleaded for leniency in court, expressing concerns that he will lose his job and the need to care for his 63-year-old mother. However, Deputy Public Prosecutor Kalmiza Saleh asked the court to impose a heavy sentence by arguing that matters pertaining to religious issues cannot be belittled.
Moving on to Sabah, a property negotiator was also sentenced to a jail term and fine for posting offensive comments on Facebook over the issue.
A property negotiator in Sabah was sentenced to 6 months in jail and fined 15,000 ringgit for posting an offensive Facebook comment over the socks controversy. Ricky Shane Chakambang pled guilty to the charge under Section 233(1)(a) of the Multimedia and Communication Act. The 33-year-old, who did not have a lawyer, admitted to making the offensive comments on NST's Facebook page. However, he said he deleted it 2 or 3 minutes later. The Borneo Post reported that he pleaded for leniency and pledged not to commit a similar offense in the future. He also noted that he has been a Muslim convert since 2021, and this was his first criminal offense. During sentencing, Judge Amir Shah Amir Hassan ruled that imposing only a fine would be like a slap on the wrist, which will not give the accused any impact. Previously, Ricky had apologized via Facebook after a group of men tried to confront him at his condominium lobby, but were barred from entering by the building security guard.
KK Mart's mobile application was hacked this morning. However, the app was back to normal at around 10 a.m.
Convenience store chain KK Mart's mobile application was hacked today, with the words "final warning" appearing on the app. Checks at 9:33 a.m. by Malaysia Kini found that the KK Mart application could not load. Instead, the landing page was taken over with the words written in red letters on a black background. A check at 10:15 a.m. showed that the app had returned to normal. On March 13th, the convenience store chain confirmed that its Bandar Sunway branch in Petaling Jaya had sold socks with the word Allah printed on them. KK Mart has apologized over the matter several times and said the item was placed on a consignment shelf by the vendor by mistake. The manufacturer also apologized on the same day, saying its China supplier had wrongly included 5 pairs of the socks. Police inspection of their factory also found only 5 of the controversial socks, which had been returned by KK Mart to them.
Bersih has warned that its next major demonstration is just a trigger point away. The group warned that it could take place within this term of government if they don't step up.
Bersih chairperson Muhammad Faisal Abdulaziz has warned that its 6th major demonstration could take place within this term of government if Putrajaya does not improve. In an interview with Malaysia Kini, Faisal said one of the trigger points is if the government does not impose a moratorium on discharge not amounting to acquittals. He added that anything that can trigger the public's anger will trigger Bersih 6. Faisal said that this includes if former Premier Najib Abdul Razak is given a DNAA in any of his ongoing criminal cases, and if the government does not separate the offices of the Attorney General and Public Prosecutor. Bersih is demanding for the DNAA moratorium to be implemented by this year, and for the Attorney General's office separation to be implemented next year. These 2 trigger point demands to avoid Bersih 6 are among 10 reforms the group has outlined during their meeting with Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim last month. Others include reforms on political financing, redelineation, Parliamentary Service Act and Standing Orders, and a Constituency Development Fund Act. Faisal noted that some reforms such as on political financing may take more time to implement, and said that while the group urged the government to fulfill their demand within this term, they are still being reasonable and don't expect all to be done by next year. However, he said Bersih's view is that the government is moving too slowly on reforms. He said they needed to step up, especially since they are more stable now. In the meantime, while waiting for these reforms to be implemented, Faisal said Bersih will be working on building momentum towards the possibility of Bersih 6.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.